You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here for Drake Wing Gaming. It's something about Twitter the Gaming Drag today, and we're coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Cienie. I believe that's how you say it. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Y'all, alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. That would make sense considering the phone call Mr. and Mrs. Nowak received. Maybe he wanted out, and they didn't want to let him leave. If that's the case, it would mean that houses are, what, a target for something? Now that I know which places he was observing, it might be easier to learn something. I write down the addresses of the houses he inspected. A quick yawn escapes me as I scribble on the paper. I should be in bed. My other work starts early in the morning. Gathering the scattered notes on my desk, I stack them into a neat pile, then I flop into bed. Lying there, I realize I still need to turn off the lights. The bed is so comfy, though. I groan into my pillow, trying to gather all the strength I have left to get up and turn it off. Before I can do so, a noise makes me jump. It sounded like it came from the corridor. I look to my door, expecting Dad to enter. When he doesn't, I get up from my bed, opening the door and glancing out into the dark hallway. Seeing nothing, I shuffle back into my room and lock the door. I have no idea why I did that, but it does make me feel a bit safer. I turn the lights off and slip back into bed. I lie there in pitch darkness, trying to discern where that sound came from after all. Part of me hopes that I just imagined it. It would be the first time. Just then, it happens again. I look around, barely moving my body. It appears to be coming from outside. I slowly get up and approach the window. The darkness makes it hard to spot anything. Oh. It takes my eyes a bit of time to adjust, but as they do, I spot a figure standing outside. In a rhythmic fashion, he kicks my wooden fit, stands still, and then does it again. Horns. And clothing. Is that Camille? What the fuck? As he stands there, now motionless, I try to get a better view. He suddenly turns around, focused on the forest behind, and for a moment it looks like he is talking to himself. A sharp pain pierces my head as the floor beneath me becomes shaky and uneven. Camille looks straight at me. The bull blurs into and out of my focus. Our gazes lock. I'm completely petrified. My shoulders tighten while I hold my breath. It's too late to hide now. He knows I'm watching. He must have seen me follow him. Fuck! A part of me wants to back away from the window and go back to bed. Pretend this is just a bad dream, but I can't. It might be my only chance to learn something. Despite all my instincts screaming at me not to do this, I open my room window. We stare at each other in silence for what feels like an eternity. In the end, I lose the staring contest and decide to speak up. Who are you? What are you doing here? Not knowing how much he knows, it's probably safer to play dumb. You shouldn't have done that. My body freezes again. His voice is hoarse. Rough, as if he's just finished a marathon. If I struggle to get out a proper response, the bull keeps staring back at me. It feels like his eyes are piercing right through me. I don't know what you're doing here, but... You see them too? What? He doesn't respond, but keeps his gaze on me. There's only an agonizing silence. It feels like forever before he turns around and simply walks away. I want to yell after him, but I can't. Ooh, that's creepy as hell. All I can do is stare at his back as his form fades into the darkness. As soon as he disappears, my motor function returns. I back off from the window, closing it. The pounding in my chest slows down as I sit on my bed. The fuck was that? There's something seriously wrong with this guy. I should call Marcus. Right, my phone's gone. With a deep breath, I lie down, facing the window. Almost as if I'm expecting him to be out there again. One question lingers on my mind. He obviously saw me follow him, but how did he find me? Excuse me, trying to think of every possibility, my mind begins to spiral. He didn't follow us. It would be impossible, right? Then, does this mean he already knew where I live? And if so, does that mean he knows something about Marcus and me? My mind racing with questions that I can't answer is draining, though. And before I even realize it, I'm out. I wake up to a sharp, almost blinding light coming from my window. I wish what happened yesterday had just been a dream at this point. Sadly, it wasn't. What do I even do now? I grab some fresh clothes and stumble out of my room to head to the bathroom. It's hard to get the image of the bull staring me down out of my mind. I should visit Marcus and tell him what happened. Then again, I should probably not skip work at the shop. I need the money. After taking care of my basic hygiene, it's time to face the real beast. I get downstairs and bump into the empty cans and other rubbish strewn across the floor in the living room. Annoyed, having forgotten about the mess down here, I kick one of the cans. I just need to make sure I've got everything before I head off. I don't have time for breakfast. Only after putting on my shoes do I realize they're on the wrong feet. Good job, detective. Can't you be more quiet? My head is throbbing. So, like every day? After tying my shoes, I hurriedly get up on my feet and put on my jacket. Don't you have work today or something? Don't be smart. But yeah, I do. I'm heading off in an hour. Oh, Carol. Okay. Carol, maybe? I don't usually see a lot of guys named Carol. Interesting. Dad glances at the clock as if to make sure his statement is correct. Right. Well, I'm already late, so I'll be heading out. He looks at me, but quickly walks towards the fridge, which has almost nothing aside from, well, booze. Heading to the shop? Yeah. Dad takes out a can of beer, opens it, and takes a sip before speaking. Really? Are you really gonna drink before work? Think of it as my morning coffee. Right. Do whatever you want, then. I grab the door handle. Wait. I flare my nostrils as I turn around at him. What? He sits down by the kitchen table, putting his beer down. How's the work with Marcus so far? Good. That's good. Who would have thought you'd follow in her footsteps? Sorry, I gotta go. Super late already. The knock on the door catches me off guard. The first thought that hits my mind is that the bull is outside my door. Aren't you gonna open it? I look at him, then back to the door, before swinging it open. Ah, hello, handsome. A familiar German shepherd greets me. Hey there, bud. You left your phone in the camera bag. He pulls it out of his pocket and waves it in front of me. I know you just can't live without it. Your knowledge truly knows no bounds. I snatched my phone away from his paw. But thanks. Indeed, you've saved my hide. Oh, right. While your phone was in my possession, Anna called me twice. I ignored the first, for privacy reasons. When she called the second time shortly after, I picked it up. She said you're on your own for a few days, and she is off with her girlfriend. Shit, it's this week? I forgot about that. Right. Yeah, the Occult Fest or something. She mentioned it before. I can only groan at the news. Of course she goes on break on a Monday. Well, whatever happens, I'm sure you'll do just fine. Is he still wagging? I love it. Dad approaches us, locking eyes with Marcus in a stare down. Marcus. Carol. Carl? Maybe Carl? Yeah, Carl, probably. Marcus and Dad may have been friends once, but not anymore. This is the last thing I need right now. It's too early for this. What were you two talking about? Nothing. I'm heading out. All right. I shut the door behind me and shoved Marcus forward. I noticed him giving me a concerned look. I let him go and keep walking farther and farther away from the house. Not to pry, bud, but what was that about? What do you mean? You basically shoved me out the door. Marcus puts his hand on my shoulder, stopping me, and looks toward the house. Did he do anything? Oh, no, not at all. You sure? Well, it's just... Marcus has probably noticed the hesitant cadence in my speech by now. His canine ears are perked up like satellite dishes. I'm having a hard time talking to him. I would say that's normal after what happened. Marcus leans forward, putting his paw on my shoulder, his brows furrowed in genuine concern. I stare back into my reflection in his ocean blue eyes. A deep sigh escapes me. It's nothing, really. It just feels like whatever we had as a family is gone with Mom. But I'm not going to mention that to him. Your father's a stubborn man. I doubt he wants to openly talk about what happened, so he drowns it in liquor. I've tried countless times to reach out and talk to him about what happened to Mom. Yet each time I was met with silence, a refusal to talk. Well, the rumor is still going around, too. Do you believe what people are saying? I know he'd never hurt her. Listening to the neighbors gossip about whether he might have done something to Mom was hard enough. People have already made up their mind about who my father really is, even though they have it all wrong. So does the police. They found nothing on him. The police aren't going to act on some rumors. Never mind. To be honest, they don't act much at all. That's true. Anyway, sorry. I didn't want to bother you with my problems today. Not to worry. If you ever need to talk, I'm all ears. And like you always are. Oh, let me just... His rigid ears suddenly drooped down. Okay, now that just looks like you're not even paying attention. Marcus lets out a chuckle, bringing a tiny smile to my face. Then I remember one important thing I've yet to mention to Marcus. The nighttime visit from the bull. I feel like I'm about to be grounded from fieldwork even more now. There's one other thing. I'll just get straight to the point. Sure, what is it? Camille was outside my house yesterday. Marcus's brows wrinkle as his gaze locks with mine. He puts his hand firmly on my shoulder. Tom, that's not funny. Did you say he went on the bus? I said I thought he did. Clearly he didn't. Are you alright? How did he find you? What did he want? Did he say anything? Marcus bombards me with these questions, but then stops himself, falling silent to finally give me a chance to explain. I heard a noise outside my window, and when I looked there, I saw him. Whenever I blink for just a second, I see his vacant stare piercing through me. When he spotted me, I tried to ask him a few questions. He didn't really answer any. That's concerning. He just said, "You shouldn't have done that," and asked if I could see them too. No idea what he meant. You'll have to be really careful from now on. I'll contact Igor. So, you're involving the police after all? No, just him. He's still part of the police, though. And Tom, no more investigating this. Do I make myself clear? Well, can't say I'm surprised, but it still feels like a punch to the gut. Alright. I'll keep you updated, so keep your phone handy and don't leave it somewhere again. Yes, sir. I give him a smirk and a salute, trying to lighten up the mood, but his brows are still deeply furrowed. Let me drive you to work. You sure? That's pretty far from your place. It's fine. The 5-minute drive won't kill me. Is that who I think it is? 1 second, y'all. This will be an important thing. Alright. Okay. We both get into his car. Neither of us really says anything throughout most of the drive. I keep wondering about Camille and what he could have meant. A part of me is really hoping I won't run into him again. It's a pretty short and uneventful ride, but this saves me about 20 minutes of walking. I'm already late as it is, which is my own fault. Marcus's fingers drum against the wheel as he briefly inspects the rearview mirror before glancing at me. After your shift, maybe we could grab some hot cocoa. We could, but I thought you hated chocolate. Well, yeah, I'd get you cocoa and coffee for myself, dark and brooding, just like me. Wow. Honestly, the only thing dark and brooding about you is your dirty car. It looks like I'm being kidnapped. His tail wags as he chuckles. A faint smile again curls on my lips. On approach the shop, I take out the key from my pocket as Marcus stops the car. Thanks for the ride. Don't mention it. I'll see you around. And Tom, be careful. We don't know if Camille's going to try to do something again. Alright, I'll try my best. I open the car door and head out. Looking around, I don't spot anyone waiting. Good. No customers yet. I head to the back and pause, trying to find the key that opens the back door. Oh, gotcha. As I slide the key into the keyhole, I hear footsteps from behind me. A short and old fox is approaching, leaning on a cane and wrapped in thick winter clothing despite the mild autumn weather. Took you long enough, boy. I've been waiting here for an hour. I glance quickly at my phone, surprised. There's no way I'm that late. It's now 8:20. I sigh. Sorry that you've been waiting for that long, but we normally open at 8. Well, I've waited long enough then, don't you think? My old bones can't handle this cold. It's only 18 degrees. At this point, I'd rather be dealing with Camille. I turn back to the door, give the key a final twist, and head inside. Please wait in front. This is the back entrance. Workers only. Now I'll have to wait even... I lock the door in her face. Oh, it's a female. And now I'll have to wait even... I lock the door in her face. I can hear her muttering something to herself. I hate customer service jobs, but then again, who doesn't? Having put my bag down on the table, I head to the storeroom. There are tons of items for me to unpack and shelve. It's going to be a busy day. I can see the old woman through the glass, her face almost pressed against it. She really can't wait to get in, can she? It almost feels scarier than what I experienced yesterday. I flip the close sign to open then, opening the door, and I try to give the old lady a smile. She just turns her head in the other direction and disappears between the shelves. She clearly likes me. It's definitely my natural charm working its wonders. I walk through the shop, checking which aisles need to be restocked. When I glance towards the cash register a couple minutes later, the old woman is standing there, tapping her fingers on the counter impatiently. I rush back. Good, you're here. Can you tell me why the price of this milk is much higher than that one? They're both from the same brand. I give her a confused look. One is low-fat and the other one, the more expensive one, is full cream. I think it's like 20 grazie more, ma'am. I'll take the cheaper one. And do you have today's Gazeta Polska? Oh, we don't sell it here. What? Why not? My boss doesn't like propaganda, I'm afraid. Ugh, nonsense. Do you have any other respectable newspaper? If by respectable she means right-wing shit, then she is in for a surprise. Hey, let me check in the back. The woman's gaze shifts to the room and then back to me, her expression growing more annoyed. Please be quick. Of course. It's my own fault for being late, so maybe she has the right to be a little angry. Then again, people like her are here all the time, regardless whether I'm early or late. As I shift some boxes around, I find a note from Elysius. Hey there, kitty. I hear you're on your own for a few days. If you need a shoulder to cry on, we could go out somewhere. You know my number. Call me. Eli. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Oh, thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Alright, y'all, I am heading out. I gotta go. Alright, bye. Love you all. See y'all in the next video. Y'all have a great night. Bye-bye.